this is the back of my microwave oven. Now the light has burned out on the inside of it, meaning when I put things in there, I can't really see what's going on. So I'm about to figure out how to change the light bulb. So I've got my trusty screwdriver, which comes with an array of bits of different types. So these are probably the ones that you recognize the most. I also have some hex, and actually it's not just hex in there, but just another set. You can see that there are some socket drivers in here, and then Torx. So Torx is going to be what's of interest, but if you look on one of these screws on a microwave, you might notice that there's that little stub that's on the inside of it. So when you get a standard set of Torx drivers, yeah, it's not going to fit on there. It's like they intentionally designed this so that it would be hostile to anyone that would want to open it up. And that makes sense. Because even in an unplugged state, if some of the components of the microwave oven are charged, it can still be carrying like a couple of thousand volts or so within it. So this is not something that you should do at home. If this happened to you, I encourage you to just get a new microwave oven. But that's not what I'm doing here. And by the way, my microwave oven is not blue. I've just never removed the plastic that was on it. In order to get inside the oven, I'm going to have to use this set of bits. You might be able to tell that most of these are unusual. Like you can see there's a 3-bladed bit there. It kind of looks like a Phillips among some others. So of course I'm going to be using one of the Torx drivers that has a hole in the center to get this open. So I'm going to do this off camera. Okay, so I safely got this thing open and was able to extract the light bulb. So yeah, you can hear the parts rattling around in there. Anyway, I had ordered a new light bulb. It's going to take like a week for it to get here. But I was looking at the wiring and the other things that are inside of here. So just to point some things out, the most dangerous components in here are going to be, if you look down there, that's the capacitor. So that's going to be holding a lot of charge. Stay away from that. The transformer, which charges the capacitor, and that's the magnetron. So that's what all of the microwaves come out of. Otherwise, this is actually pretty simple in construction. There's a fuse where the power comes in. I've noticed that they seem to have the same line powering both a fan in the back and the motor that turns a turntable. You can't really see it, but the same line goes there, and so that's responsible for activating it. This is the control board up front, but it doesn't really have a lot of control signals coming in and out of it. I can see where the main voltage goes in. But the only thing it really seems to be doing ultimately is operating a few relays. So there's some relays over here. One of these isn't actually a relay though. Is this? Yeah. Okay, so if you look, you can see that some of these are actually switches that get activated whenever you open the door. So that's what's responsible for, let's get focused on the right thing here. So some of these are switches that, if you can make out the moving components, whenever you open the door, these things get activated. So one of these lets you know that the door is open, and the others activate as soon as there's any door movement at all. But okay, so yeah, there's surprisingly not a lot going on in here. Anyway, I've got another week until I get the component that I need, and then I will have a lit microwave. Now, in the time being, I'm still going to be using a microwave, so I'm going to go ahead and actually put this light bulb back in place. I did have to take it out in order to figure out what type of light bulb was in here, and to figure out that no, this thing doesn't unscrew. This is all one unit. But I don't want to have wires just floating in here, so this is going to go back in the microwave until I get a replacement.